Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Welcome to another London session live stream. We are starting near the pre-New York session today. That's due to me editing some of the content. So I am coming with a lot of new content now on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and so forth. So that's why I did start late, and hopefully I do build up a new good schedule for me to create content, but editing, of course, takes a lot of time as well. Nonetheless, if you guys have been tracking GJ from what I mentioned yesterday, at the top of the larger range, you could see it showed up, and now it's respecting this range, right? And we could see an anticipated drop. However, we're going to scale down to the lower time frame here and check out what we see as here a clear range, right? And it's appearing pretty exact as well, right? From the top and bottom here. And so we had the 30-minute candle open up without any top wick. Now let's see if it pursues the bottom end of this range again for a potential buy, or at the top here you can see there's an EMA tap above here for the potential sell-off. So let's keep a track of this here. And we have the 1-to-1, the 2-to-2, and now potentially the top tap, but we may get the price coming back down one more time before we get the price to tap above. But again, this current candle can push up all the way up, and you can see that there's EMA taps that await above. Of course, it's also tapping the 30-minute EMA within this range as well. So let's have an eye on that. But let me just measure this range to see how large of a range that is. So yeah, so this could be fitting enough for a 1-to-1 setup here, right? 1-to-1 risk to reward. And yeah, 20 pips is not bad. Now, if this comes back down again, I'm looking for it to break this, this low here on this current range, and potentially have a little bit of breathing room here before we can set the buy stops for the move up, right? On the other hand, we have price that could jump up here, tap the 5-minute. There is the let me see, the 15-minute EMA as well. Could come and tap this. If it floats above, I'll let it, allow the price to reach above this. If it does continue up, that's fine. There's a, wick fill that it can do up here. But if not, wait for the price to reach above the EMA, then set the sell stops for the move down and potentially for the break of this range into the larger range and break, past that level. So very interesting what we can catch here on both ends here. But again, if GJ does come down here, I'm looking for kind of pushing past the bottom end of the range here before I can elect for any buys. 30, so 30 is being rejected here as well. Again, we still have, since the 30-minute candle just opened up 9 minutes ago, we still have a decent amount of time before the next 30-minute candle closes. Not saying that this current candle cannot just push up. It does not have a top wick, so it can certainly come right back up. But is it going to push down first? Maybe close an engulfing, a bearish engulfing candle down here before it returns back up, right? To complete the top end touch of the range. So let's have, the text here. So it's well in advance. Buy stops at, will this be around here? 182. So 182.500 is the bottom end of this range here. 182. Let's see how much of a breathing room we need for this setup. Okay, it is pushing right now. So 500. 4 pips below. Okay, so we could see that. I think 510 would be okay. So 182, 510. Right, so need price to reach below this area right here, the 510 area, at least 4 or 5 pips below. And then I could, see to set the buy stops. But if it does not come back down and it continues to push up, we're going to look for the alternative sells once price taps the 15-minute EMA, and then we can consider the sell stops. But right now you can see the 30-minute EMA tap may reject it to continue up, or we get a close of a 5-minute candle that's bearish down below here, so we can consider this bias right here. And let me take a quick glimpse of USD CAD here. You can see now this, look at this range right here. You can't tell me that's not pretty much exact, right? But the moves on this may have completed because it has tapped both ways at least 3 times each, right? Which decreases the accuracy of it tapping either end again, right? So a breakout is inevitable unless we can take a look at the larger range here that may be in play, and we could see that. So right here, look at that. And we also have this right here. Right, so we have a range within a range here, which is again perfectly normal, and we could anticipate. Look at this, looks very, very clean here on USD CAD, very clean. So I could consider, and this is probably going to be an EMA tap down here. Let's take a look. Not the 30. All right, no, we don't have an EMA tap. We do have an EMA tap below on this bottom end of the range, but we don't have an EMA tap that travels down here. So that's okay nonetheless. We do have a wick fill down here that is probable to. Let me just see the size of these candles here. So we do have down here, what is 135.740? So we do have price that can definitely come down and reach here. So would not be able to get the setup here unless price reaches back above. And as we know that there is an EMA tap above the 1 hour, if price can reach above here, tap the 1 hour, and then we can anticipate the sell stops down here. But it is fulfilling this range right here. Look how clean that range is. And GG on the other hand, again, need that to drop down here before we can consider the buy stops. Okay, but the ranges look pretty clean, so that's a good indication here. Again, I do trade the hour prior to London opening, so we've had some decent success there. Of course, been profitable, but I wouldn't mind trading even this kind of slight pre-New York session, but we'll see to it. Again, I'm going to be focusing on just one session, and when I do open up the full mentorship, that's where I'll be streaming, for as a bonus for the members in the group, with a potential double session back to back with the London and New York session. So we'll see how that goes. And yes, let's see if markets have calmed down. Of course, there is still some tension and some uncertainty. That's not going to go away right now. But Monday and Tuesdays has been a bit choppy. We did get that double winner, to close off the London session stream yesterday with GJ. But again, that took very odd movements in GJ, which delayed the TP target. But nonetheless, let's see. So this is USD CAD, the range within the range. So we can scale down here. And again, this range might be Not bad here. I mean, 7, 8 pips, 9 pips. It's on the smaller end for sure. But this larger range, again, if it is in play, is not bad. 17, 18 pips, not bad here. Oh, here comes GJ. Oh, wow. Okay. So, look at that. Set the buys here. So, it's reaching our area right now. It's going to drop below. It's going to be a 20. What is it? 20. Yeah, 20 pips. So, 20 pips. Need a little stronger push. It is a new 50-minute candle opening. Need a stronger push to activate this setup here. So push, to the downside before I go ahead and activate this setup, because we still need some breathing room here, right? In this new 50-minute candle, we could see that it could push past here as well, and that'll be an indicated area where we can comfortably set the buy stops. Need another push here before entering these buy stops. On the other hand, USD CAD, we can definitely see it jump up, right? Oh, look at that jump. Look at that jump right there. So again, I'm waiting for USD GJ to drop below here, below this area right here, the 182.480, before I can consider the buys. So now I'm going to consider the buy stops until I get that push down. And let's see how far the 1 hour EMA is from where price is right now. So what, 8 pips away? So I'll consider the sell stops on USD CAD. So again, everything is looking clean today, but let's see. Again, this is a trade idea. Let me just see here, GJ. Nope. Again, I'm not going to enter GJ, so it's still a trade idea until I see that push, right? So I'm lowering my risk. So if I don't get that and it jumps right back up, it's completely fine on my end. It's just not safe enough for me to enter. So, yep. If we miss that train, no worries. I'm not willing to risk higher just to, enter this trade and maybe potentially get that set up. But we could get a push down here, pass down here as well, right? So I'm going to wait for a cleaner push below. If not, then this setup has been missed. But and that's due to just not allowing myself to have an increased risk here. So if it does not come back down, I'm not entering. And USD CAD now, I need to push above this area right here. We do have the EMA tap right there, which is around 8 pips from where it is now. So if I could get that tap, I'll be more comfortable setting this sell stop. And you can see now GJ is exhausting, its way up. So it may push down before it may come back up, right? And that's the risk assessment that I always take. So I know that it may have not exhausted itself to the downside, so it may give that little push, right? It may come down, give that little push, break below here, give that push, and we comfortably set the buy stops for price to get to the EMA tap here, right? If it doesn't do that, no worries. If it does do that, it follows our plan, we're gonna go with our plan, right? And there's a reason behind it, of course, is because I have seen price, let's say we don't get that breathing room to enter the buy stops and we do instant execution. I've seen price come right back down, and over the course of years and months of back testing, you can even try it out yourself. Yes, at times it will push that up, and again, I will take instant executions at times, but there's not enough confluence here, or confluences here where I can take that setup, instantly to make that push up, right? So I'm not going to take that chance. I'm going to wait for my plan to roll out. If it does, then I'll take the buy stops. All right. And we're in the last 10 minutes before the new hour candle. So let's see where USD CAD is. Again, I'm still gonna have this trade idea here. So if we break above here, I mean, I'm gonna look at somewhere around the 136. Yeah, right on the dot. So again, this is just an idea, waiting for price to break above. There is an EMA tap here, which will give us enough breathing room, but even above this level right here. And then for sell stop, not only to drop here, but to complete the full bottom end here, potentially, right? All right, so we'll look at that. No bottom wick on the current candle for GJ. So simply put, we are looking at the inverse correlation for this setup as well, because as GJ is making a push down to potentially continue up, according to our analysis, USD CAD is making a push up, for a possible sell, in that manner to the, to the downward direction here. So both are working in line. We just have to be patient here and allow, our plan to follow through, right? There's no FOMO, there's no rush, no need of that. Enough experience on the charts will teach you that. All right, so again, we're waiting for price to break below, as we always do. Break below here. Give it enough breathing room so we can set the buy stops here. Now, again, we are approaching a higher time frame candle closure. So we do have to be careful now. If price is, let's say, rotating in this area now, we have 8 minutes left to open up the new hour candle. So if price is kind of like just resting here, I may not want to enter the buy stops, or let's say it does reach here within a minute or 2 minutes prior to the new hour candle. I may not want to get tapped in with the new hour candle. So I may wait for a couple minutes after the new hour candle and wait, for the new hour candle to kind of maybe push down further and then set the buy stops at a comfortable rate. But we're still 8 minutes out. So if it does reach down here around the 182.470 zone, I may consider the setting the buy stops, but always have to be careful with that. And here comes USD CAD, so it's reaching above our zone here, and again, it is the new hour candle is coming up as well on USD CAD, so we have to be careful now. There's 1 hour EMA above here, so what if the new hour candle, let's say the hour candle closes right here. Let me do the pathway here. So let's say it closes out over here, and then the new hour candle pushes above, right? Let's say it opens, closes here, and then slight retracement, and then pushes up, taps the 1 hour, and then comes back down, right? So now we're approaching less than 7 minutes to go. So I really have to see how the movements are occurring, because at the same time, it's not always beneficial that you wait for the new hour, because again, you can use the new hour candle and volume as a catalyst towards your position, right? Towards your direction. So let's say, for example, I reach down here in the next, 3-4 minutes. I got a couple of minutes left to the hour candle. I have to see kind of how it's moving. And then I may look at just a new hour candle as pushing, price above, or even let's say right before the hour opens, price reaches here, and then the new hour just kind of pushes above, right? So you have to kind of understand, how price moves in the given time frame or time that you're trading, and over time you'll have enough of a knowledge base to understand what would be the correct model here, right? But again, there will be mistakes in between. There will be trial and error, consistently, but nonetheless, as long as you're managing risk efficiently and you're following your plan, is perfectly fine. All right, so here now G just make an attempt. So you can see now it did not have a top wick now, so it may just make that push now. So you can see now we may have just missed this move. But again, let's see if we actually have. So USD CAD now open up at the top here with the last 5-minute candle. Still waiting for the push above. If it can make that move, then I'll consider setting the sell stops, but may just wait for the new hour candle now for USD CAD. For GJ, on the other hand, now it is, rejected the 30-minute EMA here. Again, there's no top wick on this current candle. So we do have to see whether this will come back down or not. We're less than 5 minutes now. So if it makes a drastic push down here, maybe the new hour candle again makes a strong push down, and then we get enough room for us to set the buy stops for the movement above. But even this current candle now, this current hour candle can push all the way up, even the 30-minute candle here as well. So, and it's doing exactly that. So let's see. Now, will I consider the sells here? I would consider the sells at the 15-minute mark here, sell stops here. But I will look for a tap above, right? So I would look for price across the EMA before I can consider the sell stops, right? Still trading the same range, but opposite direction. See, it's coming to fill up this non-top wick candle here, right? So no wick of the no top wick on this bearish candle that opened up the 30-minute candle, and it's coming up to fill that and potentially tap the EMA right above. And then I'm looking for the 15-minute EMA tap before I can consider sell stops, right? So I may shift this whole setup here and consider that. On the other hand, for USD CAD, I'm still waiting for the sell stops, to be entered if I get a break above with the 1 hour EMA tapped, right? It's too close to that range now that it can be tapped. All right. And here GJ made a strong push now to close off the 1 hour candle, the 30-minute candle. Still respecting this range, however, but now we may have a different game plan here, because now we're looking for the bottom direction here. But again, I'm going to be waiting now. If it doesn't indeed continue up, I'm going to wait for price to cross the EMA to consider setting sell stops for GJ. And on the other hand, waiting for USD CAD to push above to get to the 1 hour EMA here. So I can certainly set an alert here. But because we are watching actively, it's not that necessary, but nonetheless, that's what it is. Okay, it's making that push right now. Look at that. And GJ on the other hand, let's see. Alrighty. Alright, so just a couple minutes left. So most likely now we won't see price, reaching the 50-minute EMA for GJ or the bottom end of this range. So I'm just going to wait for the new hour candle. And now look at that bearish push that GJ is creating right now. So can it continue down? Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at that push on USD CAD. Look at that. Look at that push. Okay. So now it's going to close above potentially. We're just seconds away now. So this trade idea now, I'm going to wait on until it reaches the 1 hour EMA. Now look at the 2 hour here as well. So much above. You can also see now this is a larger range here. That's in play now. So has it broken out of this range? Or has it not? We can reach this. This is a much larger range that we were looking at yesterday. But now if we shift this down here, right now you can see that this is another range in play here. Look at this range within range within range, and you just have to kind of understand which range is being more effective right now. So it is the one that's tradable, right? And that's through experience. And of course, through these streams, you guys can learn a lot more as well. So now I'm going to look for a break above, right? So I may consider setting the sell stop somewhere here. So now again, I wouldn't be entering these guys because there's a 1 hour EMA that was very, very close and it did not get tapped. So this could reverse and tap that first. So I'm not going to be following this through. And here's GJ open up with this. So we could see a push down or a push above. But for USD CAD, again, I'm not going to consider the sell stops just because the 1 hour didn't get tapped. And it's too close of a call not to get tapped. So it can certainly come back up and break through and reach the top end here before it may reverse. But you can see now there's a strong push now on USD CAD here. So it can certainly come back down here, but did not follow the plan, so I'm not going to be taking this setup. If it did tap now, that would have been a whole different story here, but now you see GJ now is showing bearish signs as well, but let's see. Does it get to the top end or the bottom end here for GJ? So I'm going to remove this just because it has more certainty to go to the 50-minute EMA above. And did not want to be tapped into this setup and it reverses here. So not taking that chance with USD CAD. And with GJ now, could look for a break above. There's a 5-minute EMA and then 50-minute EMA above there. So could we look for a reversal here? So it'll be sell stops at 182. 710. We're just going to wait out for this one to see how it plays out. Do we get a push and a break above this EMA so we get enough room from 182.710? Okay, so at least 4 to 5 pips. I'm going to look for a bigger break here to consider the sell stop just because of the bullish momentum right now on GJ. And you can see here USD CAD now. If we did slip into this entry here and we enter the sell stops, you can see now it would have rejected here. And again, because of that EMA, too close of a call to be entered. And that's the reason why I avoided this. And so I'm looking for now USD CAD to tap the 1 hour, break above, reach the top end of this potential range right here. And then I can consider the sell stops at a bigger position here for this larger range to be traded in. But you can see how I safeguard myself from different ranges here, give ourselves a breathing room, and avoid the sell stops or buy stops if needed, and then continue that. So now GJ is pushing above. Now it's still showing strong signs of bullish momentum here. So I'm going to give it a larger amount of breathing room, right? So I'm not going to just allow just a tap here and then right here is too much of it's not enough of a gap between the sell stop and the EMA tap. So I'm going to look for a break above, at least let's say from where the price reached here at the beginning or at the top here, 182.700. So I'm looking at somewhere around the 182.750, 760 zone before I can consider entering the sell stops. And again, USD CAD doesn't mean that it's going to break above to the top end, but it could just kind of break above the 1 hour EMA, maybe retrace right here, and then look for the push down. So maybe I'll look for the push down somewhere in this area. but need that break above. And likewise, GJ looking for the break above the EMA. Here on USD CAD, looking for the tap of the 1 hour EMA, so I can consider the sell stops. So this will shift as well. Let's see what occurs here. All right, so no bottom wick on the current candle. It's a current 5-minute candle. We could see a push all the way to the 1 hour EMA and maybe potentially wick over here to consider a sell position. All right, let's see. And it would be somewhere around, sorry, the USD CAD sell stops would be somewhere along the line of, let's see here. So even 136.070. But I need USD CAD to make, drastic pushes above that EMA. Or I mean slight pushes above to hit this top end before I can consider setting the sell stop somewhere around here for the push down. All right, here GJ comes. All right, so let's go with the sell stops here. So 136.710. Again, need a stronger push. I mean, I'll even do 700. This so I can give it more breathing room. Where let's just say it rejects the EMA very fast. Still looking for the 20 pips. And 20 pips. So again, looking for the break above. I need it to not only tap the EMA, but push at least 3-4 pips above that. So I can go ahead and set the sell stops on GJ. With USD CAD, I'm still looking for the push above. And it could break above here as well. Once that completes, we can look for the reversals. On the other end, for GJ, looking for that push down. But at least it needs to come up here. We're about 1 minute away from the 5-minute candle closure. So looking for a break, push above here. All right, so need it to slightly push above to where it was. I mean, it was only less than a pip away from the EMA tap on the 50-minute time frame, but needed to break at the 182.760 to consider entering the sell stops. It'll be a 1-to-1. And USD CAD could be coming down here to tap, the 5-minute or even the 30-minute time frame here, the EMA here, and then reverse here. So we could consider that as well, but need a strong bullish push here before I can consider setting the sell stops for GJ. So it may just be this setup that I'm looking at for the current session prior to New York opening. We're still almost a couple hours away from New York opening. So again, it did tap the 5-minute, close above the 5-minute EMA, and now it's looking to cross the 50-minute EMA. And again, we're about 5 minutes away from a 15-minute candle close as well. So either I can enter that setup. If it does push past here, I could anticipate, with the next candle opening, that it continues to push down and respects this range. And that way I can enter the setup before the 50-minute candle close. But if price, kind of closes out where it is right now and it does not reach above the EMA, then I'm going to wait for the next 50-minute candle opening to push above, set the sell stops, and anticipate a push down within this range. But it may seem that we'll get a push above this 15-minute EMA in this current 50-minute candle, which still has 4 minutes to go, because we're only about 2 or 3 pips away, and about 4 pips away from, less than 4 pips away now, from the intended area where I can be comfortable to set the sell stops. And again, here USD CAD may come down here. May come down here to tap the EMAs before it reverses here. Likewise, GJ may come tap above, so still, showing signs of reversal here, which was expected, and that's the reason why I avoided setting the sell stops early here on USD CAD. And it seems that GJ may not tap into that. So, over down here, GJ did not push down below our intended target here to get the full buy. So that was missed. And now, if GJ does not push above and tap the 15-minute EMA, then the sells would be missed as well. But again, following our game plan, I'm not going to allow to increase the risk, for an entry. And I'm not talking about just the risk as far as, the stop loss and so forth. I'm just not risking the movement against my direction just because of an entry that was maybe placed. Right? Historically, from back testing this strategy, I've seen that I'll be less profitable over time if I take entries too early, right? Even though, again, they may go in your direction, but the likelihood and the profitability aspect, decreases from my experience. So I'm going to avoid that, again, and not have any FOMO. It's completely fine. These moves happen all the time. And just going to wait now. So now we're about less than 2 minutes shy of the 50-minute candle close. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, that if price is still reacting in this area and closes in this area, it's best and advisable to wait for price to, or the new candle to open, maybe break above, tap the EMA here, and then the sell stop would be much more comfortable to set, right? So I was definitely more comfortable setting the sell stop after the new 50-minute candle opening if price is in this, reacting in this area, which it is. And we're just now 1 minute shy of a new 50-minute candle, which can definitely see a bullish push above and then potential sell-off down here. So I would still suggest that it's working in line to the game plan here, unless we get a strong bearish close here. But nonetheless, still going to follow my plan, right? All right, here USD CAD comes now, as expected, to push above. Again, with USD CAD, because of these previous 1 hour candle wicks here, I can definitely expect it to push past this area before I can consider the sell stops. So I'm just going to wait out for USD CAD now. And for GJ now, I'm going to wait to see if it can tap that EMA up above. It did close below the 5-minute EMA as well, but I'm anticipating now that GJ can come back up. So what, about 5-6 pips here, and then tap the EMA and maybe move about 7-8 pips above, which is certainly not a big jump for GJ to do in a short amount of time. And at that point, at the 182.760 area, right here around this 8-9 pips from now, set the sell stops for the push down. Now you can see USD CAD is kind of consolidating in this range aspect here. Let me just remove this. This is more clear here. Again, not large pip distances, but this is the area right now. We have the EMA tab below here. So again, small consolidation zone, not intending to trade it, but if we know the direction to the upside, I can allow the price to reach down here and look for the buys once it comes down here. So 5-minute, 50-minute, and 30-minute. So if it does reach the 30-minute, I'm going to look for the buys here to reach the top end of the larger range, and that's how I could trade. Or I use the understanding of ranges to trade from the small to the large, right? So it's a very neat way of setting the game plan here. And then of course, I'm looking for the sells here from GJ here, and in which we're only looking at just one range for GJ. So alrighty, okay. So again, need a push above here. Good close of the 50-minute candle, the previous 50-minute candle, and the new 50-minute candle now is doing exactly as we had mentioned. So now I need that push above. It's not far off. So now we need a slight push above here, about 4 pips, and then just a couple pips above, about 2.5 to 3 pips above that EMA. So I can consider that. So overall, I mean, we're looking at from where price is right now, around, what is it, about 6 to 7 pips, yeah. And here comes USD CAD. So I'm going to be looking for, I mentioned the buys to the top end over here. So let me just look at the GJ here quickly. Okay, it's coming up. So again, this would be, we have the 1 hour right at the top at the end of the range as well. So okay, so USD CAD buy stops at, what is this right here? Where's the 30-minute? I guess down there. Okay, so looking at 135.960. 1.35960. But again, I need a break below. And again, GJ is still a trade idea. USD CAD is also just a trade idea right now, so not entering yet. So I could definitely even put it right here. All right, just waiting for a little bit more of a movement, and could be entering, 2 setups right now. Very close to do that. So very close to doing that right now. So just these setups right here. So the trade idea for USD CAD, as I mentioned, looking for that push above. We do have, the 30-minute EMA as well, not far below this bottom end here. What would that be around? Yeah, 2.5 pips, not bad. So that's gonna be a comfortable position for us to set the buy stops once it reaches the 30-minute EMA mark, right? The 136, 1.36 or 35960. Sorry, yeah. And GJ is coming right here. Okay, so nearly tapped it. Still need a break above that and maybe 3 or 4 pips more, right? I could see that GJ could push above here as well, slightly above the EMA, because the 50-minute candle can still close below that EMA, but we still have about 9 minutes to go, right? So we could see a potential 5-minute close above that 50-minute EMA. And then consider, now you can see on the 2-hour here, it's looking like a clean candle here. So that's another thing here. However, we're going to keep in line with our game plan. There is a, no top wick on this 5-minute candle up here, so it could come and fill that at 182.930. How many pips is that above the EMA? It's about, 19, 20 pips. Okay. But let's see, however, if we get that. Looking for USD CAD to push below here and GD to push above. So we're going to stick with that game plan. These are not, large targets, so you could definitely respect that. But definitely I could see myself entering this once it reaches above here around the 182.760 because the range has been respected so far, right? And it's, we still have some time before New York opening before we get maybe some, opposing volume against against our direction here. So let's see if there's any fundamentals. There is, right? The PPI here. So definitely want to, get our setups in and get out of the market prior to this. Listen, about less or just over 2 hours away now. Again, not large targets here for GJ, so very doable. And then for USD CAD as well. Alrighty. All right, here comes GJ. Let's get that push above. Need that push above. And now we're approaching a 5-minute close. All right, here comes that push. All right. So I'm looking at the next 5-minute candle now to waiting for the next 5-minute candle to open up. Did not give me enough indication or confidence to enter the sell stops, right? Need the next 5-minute candle to push above. Yeah, need the next 5-minute candle to push above. Here it comes. If we can break above that wick here, the new 5-minute candle, if we can break above in this area, so no top wick right now, no top wick on the current candle. So looking for the break above which will give us that breathing room to set the sell stops. So that's all I'm waiting for now. It's literally about a matter of what, 2 to 3 pips. That's all. If GJ moves another 3 pips, 2.5, 3 pips, I'm going to be setting these sell stops. Because I believe that the 50-minute candle or 50-minute EMA can be respected before the 15-minute candle closes in the next 5 minutes. But need that push above, right? No top wick, certainly come right back up. You can tap this 5-minute here and then it'll come right back up, or push up right now in the next minute or so. I mean, in seconds now. And again, this is the reason, one of the reasons why it's not always good to enter, before the new candle opens if it's very close. And secondly, that breathing room aspect that I mentioned is because of such movements, right? Where it can tap us in and boom, just continue right against us all the way back up here. So, avoided that over here, even though it did go in our direction. So the range, even though we don't enter, the range is still being respected. So the range ideology is still there. Our entry, game plan is what we have to, focus on and make sure that we stay strict with. Otherwise, we can lose out, right? Due to a potential fake out, a potential wick, any type of, odd movement can put us right back in drawdown, and it's just not, it's not worth the risk. Alrighty. So I keep taking a look at USD CAD because I need that push down below so I can potentially enter this setup, which can certainly move all the way up here. And that would give us enough. What would that be? Around, let's see here. Be around, 14, 15 pips at least. And so it now seems that the 15-minute candle now will close below that EMA potentially. But now I'm going to wait for the new 50-minute candle, which is also the new 30-minute candle. Unless it makes that push right now. Now, if the new 50-minute candle breaks above that EMA or closes above, then if you look at the 2-hour here, you can look at the higher time frame. This could be a clean push up, right? And the 2-hour candle does close in around 30 minutes, right? So price is sticking here, but it doesn't signify direction yet, right? Because no top wick. But look at that push right now. Look at that push. But still no top wick. So even though this 50-minute candle and 30-minute candle may close like this, it does not mean that the next candle that opens up in less than a minute now may not come back and push above here, make that stronger push, and then we can set the sell stops, right? So timing is everything here with the entries. And you could see now GJ seems to be behaving as we are analyzing in real time. So as per analysis, we're looking at how GJ is moving. And I'm giving you guys a minute to minute or second to second play at this point. And so GJ is going to close below that EMA, but it certainly doesn't mean that the next 50 can push above higher. And then I'll be more confident to set those sell stops. So let's see. So this is a new 50-minute candle now. Need this to push above. Right? Fill that left side here. no top wick on the previous 5-minute candle. Fill that up, push past here to our intended 182.7, even 50 now, I would consider. Right? A strong, bearish push. And then I could consider the sell stops. Still not going to consider yet. Need a strong bullish push, especially with the new 30-minute candle opening. It could certainly give us that before we consider the sell stops. Still not going to, lean into the sell stops yet. I'm not seeing enough confidence in this setup yet because didn't get that exhaustion on the upside. So yeah, I'm not feeling confident with this setup yet. Yeah, no. So I did fill that left side here, the top wick. Fill that in. But again, not enough buying pressure here with the new candle opening. So I'm not considering the sell stops. Doesn't follow the game plan, I'm not going to enter. And here comes USD CAD now. So it could tap into or tap the 1 hour EMA with this current 1 hour candle, unless it comes right back down here. So again, it's respecting this range right now, so it can come right back down here. Right, so it can come right back down, tap the EMAs down here for the buy stops here. And likewise, GJ can make a push up, and it is consolidating in this zone right here. So right here it's consolidating here, creating a small range. Certainly push back up and give us that, big push before I can be confident in setting the sell stops. Right? So many times now we avoided setting the sell stops because of just the behavior of GJ right now. And again, that's just through experience, right? Through watching GJ over and over and over again and learning how to avoid the setup if it's not, fulfilling every check mark or every box. It's not checking every box, right? With the entry guidelines, according to the range ideology, right? So yeah, this could come right back down. So again, it's playing within this range right here, this consolidation zone. Could play right here, come down, tap the 5, 15, 30 minute, and then set the buy stops, towards the 1 hour EMA. So I'll still say this is working in line. Again, this is not a large, range here, 8 pips. But we're using the smaller range to our advantage to trade the larger range, which is an amazing part of this, strategy that we can use to our advantage. You can see now we would have been tapped into this sell stop here, and look what happened here. Continues to reject. We haven't seen that big push above here because of how the candle closed. We could anticipate a big push above before we can set the sell stops comfortably, right? And this range here is what, again, not small. I mean, not large consolidation zone here. So just very, very small. And 8 pips. Alrighty. So still in that consolidation zone, waiting for a push above. And USD CAD now can certainly make that move down. Look at that 15-minute and 30-minute EMA. So 30-minute EMA is actually closer than the 15-minute EMA. So if we were to look at the amount of pips, it'll be less than, 7-8 pips now to even get to the 15-minute EMA. Yeah, less than 8 pips away, and it's pushing down. Let's see. The 5-minute EMA is right there. So it can certainly make that, that move there. But need a little bit of volume to kick in here. So we can get that push. And again, GJ likewise, waiting for that push above. And again, I'm even looking at, the taking the entries even prior to the new hour candle. I mean, I think the moves can happen pretty fast now. Before the new hour candle in 23 minutes. So let's see. I mean, could I even see the move complete? Right. So with USD CAD, I'm going to hold up until. So hold off, from here all the way to the top end here, 14, let's say 15 pips. I think we can go for 14 pips. That's a pretty decent target. Even the 13 would be fine as well. And yeah, we can certainly see this playing out even before the 1 hour close. So if price definitely reaches down here before the 15-minute close in the next 7 minutes, and it pushes down to the higher time frame here as a 15 and 30-minute EMA is down here, set the buy stops, and this whole push can occur either at the opening, right, and will be in profit, and then into the opening of the hour can push all the way up, tap the 1 hour EMA and get to our target, and then we'll look for the reversals once it crosses this territory. And with GJ likewise, might have to wait for another 15-minute close before we get that push, but we could get that push with this current 15-minute candle, and maybe look to see how the next 5-minute opening, or the next 5-minute candle, could make that push above. Right, we're about less than 2 minutes away from a new 5-minute candle, can make that push above, and then the last 5 minutes can make that push back down, and the last 15 minutes of the hour can make that TP target hit. So just need to be patient here. All right, so GJ is still ranging with the new 5-minute candle opening. And USD CAD, no top wick on the current candle. Could push up and then push right back down. Oh, why not? GJ is making that push down, but still in that consolidation zone here. But you can see how cleanly this range is being respected, right? But again, I'm still anticipating a top wick above this range before entering here. So now I could see that GJ can again close a 15-minute candle below the 50-minute EMA. And then the last 15 minutes where it could make that push above and then push below. Unless we have drastic movement in the last 4 minutes of this current candle. But I'm still waiting for that push above, right? The intention is still to take the sell stops after it breaks above the previous, wick high here. And here comes USD CAD, so it's working in line now, right? So sometimes it just takes, maybe the last couple minutes before the, new candle opening to make that big jump before we can consider. But that's all about, being patient at that point, right? Huge factor is how patient can you be, and your patience can actually, allow you to be more profitable, right? I mean, immensely. But that's a challenge that you have to take. How patient and disciplined can you be and follow your game plan? Because all it can take is just an instant FOMO reaction to just instantly execute and mess up your whole game plan, psychology, mentality, mindset, and there goes another blown account. All right, so we're just under 3 minutes left. So we could see another 50-minute candle close below the EMA. And the last 15 minutes would be drastic then. If I'm looking to, really validate this setup. So otherwise, if it keeps dragging on into, half an hour before London or New York opening, and then we're still looking to enter, prior to the fundamental, then it's going to drag on, and then I'll probably avoid it altogether, right? If it does not happen. But still looking for that push above and then down right here. All right, so under 2 minutes left now. Still can see GJ closing below that EMA. And then the next 50-minute candle can push above. And then I set the sell stops, right? So the game plan is still the same. USD CAD now is not making that push down here in a drastic manner. So I can consider these buy stops if that happens. And if it's too close to New York opening, I may just avoid it altogether because then it's going to drag on into the fundamental event. So I'm trying to get out of the markets before that fundamental event because we're not looking for, large targets here, right? All right, just under a minute left for a 15-minute candle close. Still part of the game plan here is that the 50-minute candle will close somewhere here. The next 50-minute candle will burst above, and then we could set the sell stops, and maybe the whole plan could complete. The whole setup could complete before the new hour candle, right? And that's for GJ. And USD CAD again, if it's not complying here, then I'm just going to avoid this altogether and call it a day for USD CAD. But if we could get a bearish push here comes a new 50-minute candle. We could get a strong bearish push before we look for setting the buy stops. And GJ here, again, looking for a strong push now. This is a 50-minute candle that we need a strong push to set our sell stops. All right, here comes that bullish push on GJ. Still waiting for that bearish push on USD CAD. But here comes GJ now. Can we get a strong push above, which would give us the confidence to set this sell stop here? Been very patient with the setup, and we'll continue to do so and avoid the setup if it does not reach our intended target area for us to set the sell stops. Alrighty, so I mean GJ was pretty close here, and still waiting for it to jump another 5 to 7 pips. Again, if it doesn't do that, then not worth taking the jab at the sells here. And still, we got some time here for the fundamental ends here. So, but again, would love to have these setups ready prior to that and complete prior to New York opening. But let's see, could we get a drastic push in the last 13 minutes here to close off the 1 hour? And right, so if it does make that push, I think GJ will make a drastic push and a quick, fast push above here before we can set the sell stops. If it does not do that, it's going to continue all the way down and could complete this prior to that. But I do anticipate that it's going to break above that EMA, make that initial wick above, and then complete the push down. And again, it can all happen within this current hour closing, right? So all this could happen within the next 12 minutes. It break above, set the sell stops, and push all the way down. Let me see, it's 30-minute here as well. Okay. We're getting a nice push here from GJ. Next target is the EMA tap. And from that, from the EMA tap, it would be just 4 pips away now. And then it would be another 2.5 pips from there. 2 to 3 pips from there. Alrighty. Alright, another 5-minute candle is going to open up in the next minute. Alright, here comes that big push from GJ. Need another strong push now. Right, with the new 5-minute opening now. New 5-minute candle opening. We need another stronger push to push it another 3 to 4 pips above. And that's, alright, here it comes. The new 5-minute candle. Now that's the 5-minute candle that we need to push above. If we can get that strong push above, we're going to be able to set the sell stops here. Yeah, it'll be another 3 to 4 pips from where the price is right now. That's all we need GJ to do for me to be comfortable to set the sell stops. Can certainly come up here in the next few minutes and push above, and then the last 5 minutes could ride right down. So And you can see now, just because now this is a good reminder here of why you should not enter too early, and you should always wait for your game plan and follow your plan, is because now let's just say it did reach the top end of the range here, right? It did reach the top end right here. We could have, set the sell stops maybe down here, but look, would have tapped us in, back and drawdown. Would have tapped us right back in, back and drawdown. Would have tapped us in, back and drawdown. And it would have tapped us in again here, and then back and drawdown again, right? And you can see why it was avoided all these times. It's a very, very important and critical lesson to learn, because again, it's not only just entering early, it's not only seeing that it's still going to go down so we can continue that drawdown and just hold on the losses. No, we also need that breathing room to understand that it could push against all the way, break out of that, and we're maybe respecting a larger range, which normally GJ and USD is, and they are. So you have to keep all of that in mind here. Okay, now it's making that push. We need one more push here now. And again, sometimes these pairs move, especially near the New York opening, pre-New York and New York opening hours. Not New York opening, but the hours, before New York opening. You would see a strong push in the last 5, 10, 15 minutes, which we've seen over the course of the last couple of weeks, where they make that drastic push in the last, few minutes. And then you just have to react fast. That's all. All right, you're just attempting to make that push above. All right, here it comes. So need another, 2 or 3 pips from where the price is right now. Just need another 3 or 4 pips to push above, and then it'll be okay to for me to set the sell stops. And now we're just 1 minute shy of a new 5-minute candle. Which, will close off the 1 hour. So now if the next 5-minute candle does make a push, I'm going to maybe, my fingers on the trigger to enter these sell stops, but not going to enter yet. Need that push above there. All right, any second now, new 5-minute candle. All right, here it comes. Alrighty, okay. Can we get one more stronger push to break that EMA? Or cross that EMA, and I wouldn't mind setting the sell stops, about 4 minutes prior to the new hour candle, because we could see a rejection of the EMA right back into that range. But it's really slowing down right now. So initially we had the buys here, which, we missed out because just didn't give us enough breathing room below to enter. And so now, very soon after, we were looking at the sell stops. And, since then we've been looking at that. It's not giving us the entry yet. But rightfully so. I mean, if we had entered here, we've been struggling to break below this because there's a consolidation range here. All right, just under 4 minutes left to close out the hour and the 2-hour candle as well. Now, if it's too close to the 1 hour opening now, which again, it's only 3 minutes left now, so might just have to wait up for the new hour candle then. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, it seems like it's just going to close where it's at right now. It's, I guess, trying to make that push now. But need a strong push before I can consider setting the sell stop. So under 2.5 minutes left to close out the hour candle. All right, it's actually making that push right now. And we're at 2 minutes left. So a critical decision here to make. I mean, look at that push now. Well, look at that. Look at that strong. Okay, guys, I'm going to actually set the sell stops here before the new hour candle opening. So I'm setting the G to sell stops. Right there. Hey, welcome, welcome. All right, we're getting a strong bullish push on GJ. But I've entered these sell stops, guys, to get this range push here. Do I adjust it a little higher here? No, I think 700 is fine. But it is going to close above. The 50-minute and 1 hour and 30 minutes is going to close above. So we could see a continuation up. But I've set those sell stops just in case it does ride back down. But wow, what a strong push. And you can see now, this is what I meant by it may wait out for the last minute or last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the hour to make that drastic push. Look at that push. All right, so I might just, void these sell stops. But again, I did not want to adjust it because now the new hour candle can come in and come down bearish here. But see, look at that push. Now I'm considering if I should remove these sell stops. As you know, it broke out right there on the last 1 hour candle here. And we could see a continuation up. Let's see USD CAD here. So USD CAD still has room to push down here before we set these buy stops. Here's a 2 hour candle here. And the 4 hour. The 4 hour can definitely close bearish here. So I'm still holding on to the sell stops here. Could get a strong push right back down. But if it does break above here, let's say the 182,800 zone, if it breaks above here, it's going to definitely reach above here, and I'm going to avoid these sell stops on GJ, right? Yes, started late today. Again, I'm creating a lot of new content for YouTube, Instagram, and so forth. So we started just an hour and a half ago, actually. So we'll look to capture at least one or two setups prior to the fundamental high impact fundamental events, for USD here. But it was lagging here. We were looking at this setup right here. Did not want to, enter anywhere here. You can see now this whole area now. If we had entered for the downside, which is the range here, we would have been stopped out or nearly stopped out and heavy in drawdown. But I'm holding on to these sell stops, guys, for GJ at 182,700. Unless it breaks above the 182,800 zone, which I'll consider avoiding these sell stops. And we're looking at USD CAD to push down here. But again, if USD CAD is not making that push down and it's too close to New York opening, I'm going to probably avoid USD CAD here altogether. Just because I don't want to, have the entry set prior to the PPI news here. All right, so it seems like GD is going to be pushing up. If it doesn't make one, last attempt at pushing down, this will be voided as well. All right, but here it comes again. Could we get that push? So we do have the 50-minute EMA, which, again, if it wants to reverse, it'll reverse after tapping it. But we have enough breathing room from that EMA to our, around 3.2 pips. So good enough distance. And here is USD CAD making an attempt to the downside. Again, we can see it reaching the 15 and 30-minute EMA. And once it does reach there, it'll be enough room for us to safely enter the buy stops for the direction up, right? And it won't be a large target. It's going to be around 13, 14 pips for USD CAD. And for GJ, again, we have this as a 20 pip target. 1-to-1 here, and looking to enter at 182,700. 182,500 is TP. 182,900 is stop loss. Alrighty. And again, if we do get tapped in, I'm looking at, this being a quick trade here for us to, get TP prior to New York opening. So don't want this to drag on into, nearing the fundamental events, because then we're going to have to either remove it. I wouldn't like to ride through that fundamental event, especially high impact news on USD. So let's see. Can we get a push down, or is it going to continue up? If it continues up, guys, I'm going to be voiding this sell stop, looking for the push above here, maybe filling this, non-candle wick here at 182,940, and then consider sells, below this top end of the range right here. But here comes GJ. We may get that sell stop activated. And USD CAD again is pushing down as well. Let's see. All right, USD CAD is making an attempt here to push down. The EMA taps are just around, the lowest one right here, the 50-minute EMA is about 5-6 pips away. So it's not too far from where, oh, here USD CAD makes that push. And again, so now I could anticipate the reversal here because USD CAD is making that push down now with no top wick on the current candle. So again, I'm looking at it reaching at least a 30-minute EMA so I can make this setup here. And I'm going to get that ready as well. I'm going to get the long position ready here. So to show you guys what will be the stop loss and TP targets. All right. So yeah, GJ is making that push, but again, I'm still going to keep this open. So this is still entered, the GJ sell stops. And for USD CAD, here's the long position, guys. So at 135,960, right? And I'm looking for a break above here. So where's the 1 hour EMA? Right there. I'm looking at 13 pips. Or we can even look at 12.8. So it reaches the top end here and 12.8. So it's not a bad drag here. 12.8. Yeah, right there. And these are setups that we were looking at prior, to the hour opening and even prior to the previous hour opening. So this is all working in line, right? So we're just waiting for it to. Again, USD CAD is still a trade's idea because we haven't entered yet. So now GJ is pushing up here now, strong here. So on the left here, you can see. Still going to keep the sell stop open, guys. For USD CAD now. Let me just see. So it did not tap the 1 hour EMA. And so looking for the reversal here. Yeah, looking for that reversal. Once it taps the 30-minute EMA. So that's when I will make this an active setup. So it is working in line right now. It's probably tapping the 5-minute EMA. Yep, 15 and 30. So once it gets to the 30-minute EMA, I'm going to set this buy stop. For GJ, I already have entered these sell stops here, but it just has not activated yet. So waiting for the GJ sell stop to be activated. At the same time, waiting for price to break below here to the 15 and 30-minute EMA for me to activate the sell stop, buy stops here for USD CAD. So very, very close here. Very close. All right. All right, it's about to tap the EMA here. And how far is the 50-minute EMA? It's not that far off. It's, what, 1 pip away from. Okay, yeah. It's nearly there now. Okay, here, guys, I'm going to set this buy stop for USD CAD. So it's no longer a trade idea. And that's what you guys, small target, not large target. So 135,960 for USD CAD. And GJ, again, I'm waiting for this sell stop to be activated. And USD CAD is coming back up, guys. Just tap the 30-minute EMA. So let's see. Ooh, no bottom wick on the current candle. No bottom wick, but we're still pips away. But okay. Still waiting here. So I'm going to keep it open, guys, because we could get a strong push here. So about to be tapped in on USD CAD, and GJ is coming down as well. Let's see, do we get tapped in here on USD CAD? Nearly. So they tapped the 30-minute EMA, just did not tap the 15-minute EMA. But again, with the way USD CAD is moving, it can just fill it all the way back up. So we're about to be tapped in. All right, we're tapped in on USD CAD, guys. So USD CAD is tapped in, and you can see the target. It's right above the 1 hour EMA, the target. So slightly in profit right now, and GD is coming down as well. So there's a 5-minute EMA where it's retracing now right at the entry point for USD CAD. But this trade is active now. We've been tapped in on USD CAD. Let me just move this on the side here. All right, so USD CAD is active. Looking for it to push all the way up to the 1 hour EMA, even past that, to the top end of this larger range. And so that'll be, the TP target there, and then look for reversals once it crosses this larger end. And at the same time, I'm looking for the GJ sell stops here. But if it continues to push up above this top end range, I'm going to avoid the GJ setup here. It has broken above. And here comes USD CAD here. Yes, that is correct. So 2 wickless candles, but however, look at the buying pressure, right? That's why I let USD CAD run, because of the buying pressure, and this is the hour, before the, higher fundamental events approaching, right? So we could anticipate that the USD CAD price could come out and tap here and reject here and then come back down. So you also have to look at the session we're trading in as well. But yes, that is a risk here. But again, it's not a large profit target here, right? And on the other hand, GJ, if it does not push above here, we could see it come right back down as well, right? And for USD CAD, again, this is not a target that I had just, assumed now. This has been, we've been waiting for the setup to form as well, right? So it can certainly push all the way up. If we get the 55-minute close above that EMA, we could see it push all the way back up. And you have to remember, we do have a non-wick candle. The previous 5-minute candle also has a non-wick here. But at the bottom here, there's no wick on these 2 candles, and also at the top here. And the last 5-minute candle, yes, both sides. Very interesting play here. But looking for that break above on the 5-minute opening. So it actually closed below that EMA. And we're right at the break-even point. But again, we have, wickless candles, or no wicks on candles above and below the price. So let's see if we can get that strong push. And here comes GJ, no wick, no top wick as well here. So it's playing a lot of games here, guys. Gotta be careful, but I'm still looking at this setup. If it makes a strong push, it can go right down. GJ can. And so USD CAD is slightly in profit. Again, no wick, bottom wick on this current candle either. I don't think I've seen that many non-wick candles consecutively. But nonetheless, It's a strong push, and it was an anticipated move, right? We've been waiting for this move for over an hour now, and it's finally coming into fruition. But how far will it go up now, right? So we do have the 1 hour EMA as a potential target. Can it reach above there and pass above there, and we can close out before New York opening for USD CAD? And for GJ, can we get a strong push right down and potentially tap into our sell stops and continue that push down? So it's rejecting now the 5-minute EMA, and the last 5-minute candle did close below as well. So if I can get that push above, I may close out this setup early, right? But because of the non-wick candle, we could look at that as a potential area where USD CAD can push above that, right? It has been moving oddly with the non-wicks on either end of the candle, but nonetheless it can still make that push. And here comes GJ, so I'm looking for GJ to kind of swipe right below here all the way down, and even tap to the 30-minute EMA. And this is all right before the hour closes here. So I'm looking for these movements to complete before New York opening. Certainly, I think price can come to the 1 hour EMA and tap above that and reach the top end of the range here. That would be a perfect close before New York opening and the high impact fundamental events. Here comes GJ as well. So making that push, no top wick. However, this could be a drastic candle all the way down, right? Again, these moves that we've been waiting for is not just, something recent. We've been waiting for over an hour and a half now on these moves to complete. And it could certainly come back to complete it. And it could be rather fast. So that's exactly what I'm looking at for USD CAD. That's why I'm holding as well. Because I think there's going to be one candle burst that can push it all the way up. We got a decent, area of target with the EMA tap, 1 hour EMA up above. And it can certainly reach, a few pips above that to hit our target. Decent size play here on USD CAD. And here comes GJ. And kept the sell stops, still open here to be activated. We got a 5-minute candle close coming as well. And maybe the next 5-minute candle can just, break it all the way down and maybe tap into the 30-minute EMA and push it below that as well. So let's see. We're almost there with GJ. And USD CAD now is moving up very nicely. So very nice setup here. And with a lot of patience here. And let's see. GJ. Now we got a new 5-minute candle opening. So let's see. So if USD CAD now may close above that EMA now, the 5-minute EMA. So we can certainly see the next 5-minute candle just continue the push up. And here's GJ. So no top wick again. It's going to tap the 50-minute EMA. And could we get a strong push down below here? And with USD CAD, can we get a strong push above? Unless GJ is going to be caught up in this consolidation zone. Once it taps the 50-minute EMA, or does it ride down? Right? Let's see. Does it tap the 50-minute EMA in reverse? Or does it make that straight push down? I'm anticipating that if it makes a strong bullish attempt here, it could ride down into profit here. Right? So I think we have a safety there. And USD CAD can certainly continue the push up as well. So yeah, Gonna hold on to these sell stops for GJ. Looking for a strong bearish push here before the 30-minute and 15-minute candle closes. If GJ rides back up all the way here, guys, I'm gonna avoid these sell stops because it's gonna range here, could tap us in and come back right, come right back up. And here USD CAD, so perfect. I mean, minimal drawdown on this setup, right? Perfectly waited for the setup to come about. We had the strong bearish push, and now we're seeing ourselves in profit, and I could see that push above before the hour closes. This could certainly get to our TP. Not a tough TP target. Look at this, guys. Just a clean move. If we can get a continued push up. Oh, GJ is about to be tapped, guys. In fact, I did get tapped in. So I'm in this setup here at 182,700. Yeah. The short position was just a little off here. But yes, 700 is tapped in. And looking for that strong push now to complete push down. Right? And that's the anticipation here. It is crossing the 5-minute EMA, but there's a strong push. And look at USD CAD as well. Nice. Let's continue that push all the way down to the 30-minute EMA. Can we for GJ? Right, and it can imitate the left here on the 1 hour candle. It can completely push down. So we're right at the break-even point for GJ. And USD CAD now is pushing. We need to break above here. If it does retrace, it's going to go right all the way back up. I'm not liking how GJ is kind of retracing here. But if we can get another strong bearish candle here and a strong 50-minute close here, this would be a nice push down. Right, all the way down to our target zone. And here comes USD CAD. Need that break above there. Gonna be a strong bearish or bullish close here. It can certainly reach there, right? And here comes GJ. So two amazing setups that we waited patiently. We're about to hit 2 hours on the stream, but need that push below here. If it can break below, it can certainly ride down right to the 30-minute EMA, and then it can have a nice wick below the EMA to our TP target. But it's retracing here, and so is USD CAD here. Ooh. Right, so we could see the consolidation zone expecting over here, right? So unless again we get a strong bearish close here, we can, because look at the 50-minute candle here and the 30-minute especially. It can definitely ride right back down, and the 1 hour has more confidence here to push down. And likewise, we could see USD CAD doing the same as well. So we got less than 6 minutes left to close up the 30-minute candle, and then we have also under a minute to close up a new 5-minute candle. Now look, it is closing. It tapped the EMA, rejecting the EMA, but will it close below that EMA or above? Right? It's too close of a call. All right, so it actually just opened up right on top of that EMA. Wow. Look at that, right on top. Again, one strong bearish push to close up the 30-minute candle will give us a nice push down and, enough confidence to hold the trade all the way down to the target. And likewise, USD CAD now can close bullish on the 30-minute candle and can certainly move all the way up here and tap into the 1 hour EMA and cross that to hit our profit target. So minimal drawdown USD CAD. This was just such a clean setup. Even though the non-wick, candles or the bottom wicks, no bottom wicks on the, the two candles here. And it did not tap the 50-minute EMA, but the 30-minute was a higher confluence. And that's why I set this buy stops for USD CAD. And again, we're getting a nice push from USD CAD. Need that strong bearish push now and close of the 30-minute candle with GJ, right? For the next 30-minute candle to continue the push and for the hour to close down here. So we can, achieve our target and hold it, that trade until that target. So it gives us that confidence as well. But USD CAD now, it's rejecting that again. If this 30-minute candle can close bullish, it can certainly ride up, before the hour closes. So you can see now it may have consolidated in this zone here, but if we get a rejection here and a nice close on the 15 and 30 minutes here within the next 4 minutes, we could get that. But seems like there's a bullish momentum here all the way through here, which is the actual reason why we avoided entering the sell stops early. But again, enough time for this to continue the push down. We've got 3 minutes left. A lot could happen in 3 minutes. And here is USD CAD now making that bullish attempt. Nice. Very nice. Look at that clean candle level. I mean, that was our drawdown on this, which was less than a pip. Nice. Look at that. So the 30-minute can confidently close right at the top here. And the next 30-minute candle can tap the 1-hour EMA and hit our targets. Oh, GJ now completely just went against us. Wow. Look at that. It is a 20 pip target stop loss here. But wow, look at that. Both are going, bullish here. But this is what GJ has been doing all week, right? Wow, so it may come to close up, and fill up the no wicks on the top of the, these two candles on the top end. But wow, look at that push from GJ here. USD CAD is working right in line and could close at the top end here, but GJ on the other hand just, wow, look at that. And USD CAD now is, can we get another strong close here? So we're about 6 pips in profit. And again, it's not a long profit target, so 1-to-1 risk to reward, but 12.8 pips for USD CAD. I will let runners run for USD CAD just to see how far I can go above, but probably will close 75% of the trade. But this is a very clean setup, minimal drawdown, guys. We waited patiently for the setup to form. It formed, we took action, and just look at the reward here. GJ on the other hand is in drawdown here. We also patiently waited. Just was not a good close of the previous hour candle. And now we're looking at the 30-minute close here and seeing how GJ reacts. It's a 20 pip stop loss here. So it's a new 30-minute candle opening now. Here it comes. And here is USD CAD. So a good close on the 30-minute candle. Bullish close on the 30 minutes. And on the 1 hour, you can see now I can continue to push up, tap the 1 hour EMA, and continue to our target here. So I may actually consider closing 100% once it reaches the target. On the other hand, GJ now. So this was what I didn't want is this consolidation zone right here, right? 14, 15 pips, which is pretty much all of that in drawdown for GJ. So now does this continue back down? Or does this continue back up? Here is USD CAD. Now does USD CAD push all the way down, right? Because it is in this smaller range. But do we get a tap of the 1-hour EMA here up above? Which is very doable. Well, let's see what GJ is doing here. Okay, GJ is coming up here. So not a good opening of the 30-minute and 50-minute candle. As now USD CAD is pushing back down and GJ is pushing up. But again, I do believe, USD CAD can come and tap the 1-hour EMA as it's very close. It's very close to the top end of the range, or the small range here. And if it can come tap the 1-hour EMA, it can certainly come and tap, a couple of pips above to the top end of the range here, which is around 2 to 3 pips above. So very doable target here, an achievable target. And can we get a full bearish push on GJ here? Or can we get that full bearish push to come back to our break-even point and then maybe even drop below that, right? If this is a strong bearish close here on GJ, we could anticipate being in profit and maybe getting the full push down to the 30-minute EMA here. All right, very interesting now. What could transpire here? Again, GJ does not have much breathing room above. So we're about 7-8 pips away. So if it gets to the top end of the range here and goes for the wick fill here, there's a no wick on a lower time frame candle. If it goes for that, then yes, this is going to be stopped out. But nonetheless, we do have that 30-minute EMA below here. I mean, the 1 hour is there as well, right? So it could certainly come down here as well. It's just a matter of how much breathing room do we have above. If GJ needs to go a little bit, in drawdown a little bit more beyond, the highest point in drawdown, right? And we do have, if we look to the left, it is a significant zone as well, right? So does it come and tap that before it comes down, or can we get a push down from where price is right now? Right, and is it respecting this consolidation zone right here as well? So it can certainly push down. And we break into our profit area, and then maybe if we get maybe 4 or 5 pips, I may consider adjusting, the stops to break even. So avoiding, getting into drawdown again. So let's see. Ooh, now you see CAD has made a drastic push down with the close of the previous 5-minute candle. Still in profit, however. But it's making a bullish return here, or bearish return. And now maybe changing it, to a bullish bias. On the other end, here is GJ again, coming right to the top of where we have seen price in drawdown. And again, we don't have much breathing room beyond that. It would be around, 5.2 pips, 5.3 pips. All right, so USD CAD is coming right back up. And GJ, okay, so it did fill up these non-wick candles here, or the top ends of these 5-minute candles. So it did come and fill that up. Now, does it continue to expose itself up, or does it push down now, right? At the same time, it is in this consolidation zone right here. Majority of that being, or all of that being in drawdown for us, unfortunately. Let's see, USD CAD is still coming up, so this setup is in profit. And again, we can get a good burst right to the top end here, and it continuing up and tapping the 1 hour EMA, which eventually can get to our profit target here above. GJ, on the other hand, if it continues to push up, it's going to stop us out on this GJ setup. But if this does come down, we could anticipate a 30-minute EMA tap down below here and a continued push down to hit our profit target. So let's see. Here's USD CAD. Still have a decent amount of time before the 15-minute close, which is in about 8 minutes. And so do we get a reversal here from GJ, or do we get a continued push up? And likewise with USD CAD, do we get a continued push up here to close the 15-minute strong and get to the 1 hour EMA tap here? All right. GJ is still surviving here. Not much breathing room here for GJ, but still in this setup. And USD CAD, I mean, does a 5-minute close up here, or does it close below? We're going to have to wait and see. And does GJ close below this potential consolidation zone right here? Right here. Does it close within this? And the next 5-minute candle continues to push down? Or do we get a potential bullish push here to close off the 5-minute candle? Oh, we're getting that bullish run. And we're just a minute shy of another 5-minute close. Now, does it reverse here, or does it continue up? And if you look to the left, it can definitely come up here. But if you look at the consolidation zone here, it is respecting this area, so it can definitely close below here, and the new 5-minute candle can continue down, right? Which would give us more hope that this can push down and at least come to break-even point if you want to avoid the setup altogether, right? But again, not much breathing room. GJ, so USD CAD is coming up, so that's good news. And we'll have a, at least a 5-minute close that's strong, bullish on USD CAD, and a potential 15-minute close as well in the next 5 minutes. Here comes a new 5-minute candle. So it closed right at the top here for GJ. Now, does DJ push down, or does it continue up here? Now, USD CAD is continuing to push up here. So strong bullish push on USD CAD. I mean, can this reach the 1 hour EMA before the 15-minute candle closes? Possibly. On the other hand, GJ, can it make a bearish run here all the way down, and we survive this setup at least to the break-even point? And I may consider, not allowing GJ to be in drawdown, either close at break-even or slightly in profit. But let's see. This is a very crucial 5-minute candle here, because if it does not make a bearish push here, will most likely be stopped out. And here's, wow, look at USD CAD is making that push. So what an amazing setup here. Barely 1 pip in drawdown, and it's making that push. Look at that. And likewise, GJ is making that same push as well against, in terms of the inverse correlation between the two. But need a drastic bearish push from GJ to get down, and here comes USD CAD. This is such a clean trade here. Again, it is reaching the top end of this range, so it may reject here, but I believe we can get a good push above here to get to the top end here. And here's GJ. Again, there's 4 minutes left. So if GJ closes bearish here, right, with the bearish end, engulfing end, we can get a push down. And this could get to our break-even point, right? Well, let's see nonetheless. We're tracing here. And let's see the 50-minute close. So 15-minute can be, can close within the smaller range. And would that mean that it rejects it and comes right back down, or continues up, right? So I'm anticipating that we get a strong bullish close here on the 50-minute candle, potentially above this smaller range, so we can get that push above the next 50-minute candle to close out the hour into New York opening. And GJ here is still battling in drawdown here. Can we get a 15-minute close that has a bearish engulfing end on the candle, or does it close with a bullish engulfing? Less than 2 minutes left. Very interesting here. And GJ is pushing bullish here in drawdown, but with the still some time left, can we get that bearish close here? And again, we have the 1 hour EMA above, so USD CAD is certainly or certainly can reach that, and then our profit target is slightly above, so we can definitely get this TP prior to a New York opening, and waiting for that. But what a clean candle, guys. This was a clean setup, minimal drawdown here. We waited over an hour for the setup and had maybe 1 pip in drawdown. Now hopefully we close strong on the bullish end here for the 15-minute close, which is in less than 1 minute. And for GJ, on the other hand, we need a bearish close, but I don't think we'll get that bearish close because just not enough time left for the 15-minute candle, as it's closing in less than, just in a few seconds here. So, I mean, unless it makes a drastic push here, it may just do that. Oh, wow. So, right, let's see. Does it have a bullish engulfing end or bearish engulfing end for the current 50-minute candle? It's very close, and it may just close bullish. Yep. So bullish close on the 30-minute now. Still moving bullish. And here GJ comes. Oh, wow. Look at that push. Look at that push on GJ. There's no wick at the bottom here. So no bottom wick on the current candle. Does it reverse here? That'll be the survival here. If it does not, it will stop us out. Right? If it does not reverse here, this is a closed case on GJ. And here comes USD CAD. So clean setup here. Pushing. USD CAD is pushing now. It's about to tap the 1 hour EMA. Again, less than 1 pip in drawdown here for this setup. And looking for a strong close here. Maybe another 3 pips and we close. And GJ is still surviving here. Look at this. So 2.5 pips away and is still surviving here. But does it have enough room to survive? And USD is about to tap the 1 hour EMA. Again, looking for a stronger push above. Now, I will consider maybe letting runners run now, at least to another 6 or 7 pips. So catch a decent setup there. And you can see that setup right there. And then look for the reversals potentially. And here USD CAD comes. Wow, look at that push, guys, on USD CAD. So I'm looking at GJ as well, so that may just shut us off here. But if I get that extra push from USD CAD, I'll still have a profitable ending for the day because I'll have a higher 1-to-1 here. So let's see. But GJ is moving too strong. It still didn't come back and it still has a bottom wick. But oh wow, look at that push. Look at that push. And yeah, so it did reach to the left. If you look at the left, it did reach at the top there. No bottom wick yet. Does it reverse here or does it stop us out here? Alrighty, and USD CAD is making the attempt as well. We got about 2 minutes left to close up the 5-minute candle. However, I don't think this GJ trade will last that long, right? It just has too much room to move above. And for all we know is that we can see it come up to this area right here. And here you go. Yeah, stopped out on GJ, guys. It's unfortunate. And USD CAD is the only trade that's still running right now for me right now, and it's still in profit. However, need that break above. It did tap the 1 hour EMA, but looking for that break above. And I'm gonna adjust these stops at break even as well, right? So risk free here. And unfortunately for GJ, we did get stopped out here. And looking to gain more pips on the USD CAD setup here. So let's see. All right, last 10 minutes here to before New York opening. Could we get a push? So I may look for the reversals here once price reaches here. I may look for reversals for USD CAD. With keeping the fundamentals in mind. I'm just keeping this open just to see how far above does GJ go beyond our stop loss to track this stop out here. And for USD CAD, meanwhile, gonna look for reversals here. But first, looking to reach our profit target for USD CAD here. This was actually a beauty of a setup here. and just hoping to get a profit target here and potentially let runners run to get another 50% in terms of the pips from the current 12.8, right? So another 6-7 pips beyond the 12.8, and we can capture that setup and then the potential reversals, right? So I don't believe USD CAD is going to reverse right now. Still it has room above, as to the left you can see, and once it reaches that area, then I'll consider sell stops. So pretty much GJ right now had just tapped us out here on this setup, literally to the T, and has not crossed that point yet. And that's the reason why I kept this up, to see how much above it goes. But if it does not, I mean, that was just, it'll be unfortunate there. All right, USD CAD is battling at the top end of this smaller range. We need it to push above, get to the 1 hour EMA again, and push above that. Will it now, bring itself into the new hour opening, which is the New York opening, and then push above that? Or does it make that move right now in the next 8 minutes or less than 8 minutes? And here GJ comes. So let's see. But this is still an active setup. GJ still has not crossed our point here, but all right, there you go. So it did cross. So again, look on the 4 hour here. So a 4 hour could be a clean push above here. Yeah, so this is going to go past that, potentially right to the top, and maybe create a larger wick before the sell-off here. But again, this could continue up as well. So I'm going to avoid GJ for now, guys. I should keep that up just to see as well. And USD CAD now, we're looking for that push above. My stops are a break even, so this is a risk-free setup for me. But not only looking to capture the 1-to-1 here, but letting runners run to at least at the top end over here before the reversals for USD CAD. So that would be great to not only finish profitable for the day and potentially look for the reversals on USD CAD, and then capture a larger 2 or 3 TP setup, which again I'll leave you guys with before this setup completes or after the setup completes on either end. But just watching the USD CAD setup right now. Yes, just reading that comment. Perfectly put, right? Barely 1 pip in drawdown for USD CAD and barely 1 pip in profit for GJ. That's just GJ's been giving us that type of vibe all week long now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But again, we follow our game plan. We waited. We were patiently allowing the price to reach there, and that's why I'm keeping this up to see just how far up does it go beyond the stop loss, right? So just to back test here and see what possibly could have gone wrong. We did have the top end of the range here, and let's see. So let's see how that transpires. And for USD CAD now, on the other hand, I did adjust myself to break even. Now we're about 4 minutes shy of New York opening. So could we get another push up on the new hour candle? And then the potential reversals on USD CAD. So still looking for that. Right, but does the new hour candle now, does USD CAD push all the way down and stop us out at break even, or does the new hour candle push above again and tap into the the EMA again, and then reach our profit target and then roll up above? Let's see here. About 3 minutes shy of New York opening. So again, nothing right at the opening, but half an hour in to New York opening, we have the PPI news. It's a high impact fundamental event, and just need to be careful of that. Now we're seeing an attempt on USD CAD to close right at the top end of the smaller range and make a nice attempt and a nice push right to the the 1 hour EMA. But can we get that? Less than 2 minutes before New York opening. Could get a strong bullish 5-minute close here, and that would give us maybe a stronger push on the 1 hour candle, on the New York opening candle, to not only get to the EMA again, but past that. And I'm going to let some runners run beyond TP1. But here is the 5-minute candle, closing nicely bullish, or at least up to now. Still got 2 minutes left, and a lot could happen in the next 2 minutes, or last 1 minute now. So 1 minute to go, and USD CAD is finishing, strong on the bullish end, towards our direction. Still going bullish. Look at that attempt right there. Oh wow, look at that push. Right before the minute closes into New York opening. We got a strong bullish close here. And it may close right below the EMA, but it's a strong close here. Nice. Alrighty. Did anybody also take the USD CAD setup along with me? All right, here's New York opening. So we could anticipate a strong push. Again, I'm going to close 50% and let the runners run for USD CAD. Do we get that push? Okay, excellent. Love when everybody's happy and comfortable setups though, because they were planned out. Comfortable setups. I'm going to be closing 50% at TP1, guys. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, closing 50%. And now I'm going to let the runners run and imitate to the left here, right? We could get a rejection here, but this could continue bullish here. So it's going to be another 12.8, 18 point. Let's go here. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yes. What I would suggest is when we are approaching our TP, right? When you're approaching your TP and you know that, okay. So yeah, so there's two ways of going about that. The one way is that when you open a position, right? When you open a position, you can split it into two. So for example, if you're opening up one lot, you can open up two different positions as 0.5 lots. And for one, have the TP that's intended. And for the other one, have an open-ended TP, right? With the same stop loss. And of course, when we adjust stop loss, we can adjust stop loss. But when I have an open-ended TP, and that way, one will close out and the other one, you can adjust the TP when we get to, the initial TP, right? So that's a better way of doing that if you're not, quick enough. Or simply, you can drag your, if you're using MT5, yeah, you can use that option as well. You can drag your TPs as always, but closing, partially, it's just a matter of how fast you can be, right? And again, there is a natural lag on YouTube of 8 to 10 seconds, so you have to keep that in mind. That's why I keep mentioning, a lot of the things that I'm doing ahead of time, so you guys are well aware of what, I will do, even if you have the 8 to 10 second delay. Kajit is pushing up as well. So now, again, I'm still anticipating a strong push here above. Exactly, yes. I'm still anticipating that it may continue up. Let's see. We are approaching against the high impact fundamental events very soon. So what I'm looking at is potentially that USD CAD can push up above here, and with the fundamental events, take that full reversal down, right? And we do have the 2-hour EMA as well, so it can definitely strike this as well. So let me see here. So we had a 12.8 target, right? 12.8. And now we're looking at a 19 point right to the left here. But now if I'm looking at the 2-hour EMA, I'm thinking that it can definitely reach there as well. Right? Where's the 4-hour EMA? Right there, 4-hour. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to set it to 24. Or actually, let's make it 25. Right to the EMA would be 26. So could we get the 4-hour to close? But we're going to actually have to wait out for the news unless it makes that big push now, right? So I'm going to go for the full 2 TP setup here. Again, you're welcome to close if you're still holding at any given point above the range, or if you feel like you have a decent profit, you can close. It's right below our TP1 target right now, price is, but it can certainly reach above there and then push right back down. I'm going to look for reversals. But if it's too close to the high impact news, I'm going to be avoiding it. So the setup is gone, but we have our 2 TP setup, so it can still end up profitable, and we'll still look for the reversals, which will give us, even a more profitable setup if it does in fact reach there. In the fundamental events, you have to be careful in 25 minutes. So a lot of action happening here. And even with that GJ loss, we're still close TP1 here, and then we still have a TP2 target up above. Yes, that is correct, right? That is correct. But again, I'll tell you one thing, right? So for me personally on the streams, because with the streams, you want to try to capture setups on a daily basis, which again, with this range strategy, you can, but most of them will be a 1-to-1 setup, right? Maybe sometimes 1-to-2. We've even caught 1-to-3 setups. But the idea here is that because of some, random movements and some movements against, our position, I'm also training, new traders, beginner traders that have, got my course and learning my strategy, that it's a really, really good practice to take partials along the way. Even if that ends up being a 2%, a 3TP may end up being a 1.5%, 2%, it's completely fine. The act of taking profits along the way is going to make you profitable at the end, right? But again, if you are more comfortable and you're more of a, intermediate, going on advanced, I can understand that approach. But taking partial along the way again as a beginner is going to be hugely just a great mindset to have, because it's going to allow that psychology to kick in. Correct. Yes. Can't leave bread on the table, especially if you know that you worked hard to get to TP1. But yes, on the larger ranges for sure, I hold on the setups. But for the stream purpose and for beginner learners to kind of take a look, it's a really good practice, right? Correct. The consistency part is when you don't even need to follow the streams. You can just kind of, do your own thing and understand how price moves. But I would still recommend that partial taking is going to bring you into profitability eventually, right? And look at that move now. So TP1 target right there. And look at that push, guys. Just an amazing push by. We are less than 1 pip in drawdown on USD CAD. And it's, going towards our TP2 target here. And again, just as we were mentioning the partial aspect, taking partials along the way. Now, this setup now is a beautiful setup. Now, if I was waiting for the TP2 target here and it doesn't reach there, it goes all the way back down. I lose everything, that I patiently waited for, right? So we don't want to work towards that for sure. I understand that concern of, not allowing to, kind of, let's say if you're going for a TP2 target, you don't want to take partials because that 2% actually can become 1%, or 1.5%. Yes, but nonetheless, if you're working on a challenge, taking that 1% is fine. Taking 1% during a stream, a certain session that you're trading, 1% is perfectly fine. But if you're, intraday swing, you can definitely hold on for a larger TP and maybe not take partial along the way, but that's later down the line, right? All right, appreciate it. Hope you enjoy university. I'll definitely see you tomorrow, and hopefully I will be, streaming early during London session tomorrow. So now USD CAD here is, rejecting the EMA tap here. So now what we could see is that, fundamental event kick in and push it above and then drag it right back down, right? Unless that move happens prior to that fundamental event. It is high impact, but it could push above here and then come right back down, right? So that's what I'm looking at now. I do have stops at break even for the runners, so I can give it that breathing room. But a setup like this, which I have closed partials and I'm in profit, and a decent amount in profit, and let's say the fundamental event does kick in, right? It still needs some, room to, get down there to the break-even point. So there's a risk-free setup. I'm going to be, possibly holding on, with the high impact news coming. But because I have decent amount of profit, I have closed partials, and I have stops at break-even. It's a risk-free setup. So at the most, I can lose out at break-even. But if it doesn't work according to the analysis, it can get to our TP2 target. And then we can also look for reversals back down in this range all the way down. Right? So this could work perfectly. I was thinking of closing off the stream, but because it's getting very exciting now, I may just hold on into the stream now. So GJ definitely pushed up. We could see maybe a potential move up all the way on GJ. Right? This could break above here. But I'm going to avoid GJ setups for now just because a lot of odd movements. We did capture 2 back-to-back TPs for GJ yesterday to close off the stream. However, it's not going along last couple of days, so I'm going to avoid GJ for now for today. We'll come back to that tomorrow. Looking for this 2 TP target to be hit on USD CAD, whether it hits before the high impact news or after. We'll have to wait and see, but it's a risk-free setup. Got TP1, took partials, put stops at break even, and now waiting for that push up. And again, mind you guys, this was a setup that went in less than 1 pip in drawdown, right? All captured live here. And yes, so just around 17 minutes before the PPI news gets kicked in here. So again, anticipating that it reaches the 4-hour EMA, at least to that end, and potential rejection here. So we can even look at this push up right here. All right, so we can look at this range now being active, and our TP2 target right at the 4-hour EMA, and this range, this larger range right here. So 1 to 1, 2 to 2, and then we got the third touch all the way at the 4-hour EMA, and then looking for reversals down to this bottom end here, right? And that would be the perfect setup here for USD CAD, as it's working right in line with everything, right? So the 4-hour is working right in line with the top end of the range, and then we got the bottom end here respected from Monday, Tuesday, and now Wednesday could come right back down. So yep, all right, so we do see a reversal here on USD CAD, rejecting the 1-hour EMA, and we're about to close off the 50-minute candle. So the 15-minute candle is about to close. Does it close above the smaller range here? Potentially. And let's see if it comes right back up. All right, here's the new 50-minute candle. No bottom wick right now. But again, now we're 15 minutes away from the high impact news, and I've told you guys how I safeguarded my setup here. Took partials, adjusted stops at break even, and looking to hit the 4-hour here, EMA above here for TP2. And then beyond that, I'm looking for reversals once price does reach the 4-hour EMA. So let's say it crosses into that territory here, right? So this territory right here, it crosses into a price once the fundamental, or prior to that, the next 15 minutes. And then I'm looking for reversals once price reaches here, and maybe between TP2 and TP1, take the reversals here around the 136, 150 mark all the way down here. And I'm going to look at the setup once this setup clears. But why not? Let me just make that push right now. So this was the setup for this one right here. Keep that on the side here. TP1 and TP2. And so, where is the 4-hour EMA? Right there. So 136, 150. All right, so USD CAD is still rolling around here. We're about 13 minutes away from news. Be very interesting how that takes effect. Okay, strong bearish push here from USD CAD. Well, let's see, does it continue up? Again, the hour is going to close after the high impact news, so it could continue bullish here, and we know that it could definitely reach up top here, as price has reached over the last couple days. That was Tuesday and that was Monday. And the range is being respected on the higher end here, so very reasonable target here. Again, just because of the high impact news coming up, so I'm going to have the reversals, kind of already set up here. So waiting for price to reach above here, and then going to keep some breathing room here. So around, let's say, getting to 140 here. So 8 pips here, and then this larger range is, what is it, around 50 pips. So if I even start at 150, it's going to be around 43 pips. So we could do, so 150 here, let me just see, 15 pips. Should we do 18 pips? Look to the left. Yeah, I think 18 pips would be suffice. Yeah, 18 pips would suffice in this case. So, to 150 right there, and 18 pips. And this would be a 2 TP target here, 36. So this is, again, once price reaches the TP2 target here, right? And of course, if it does reach that TP2 target. So keeping that in mind. USD CAD, sell stops. At 1.36, 150. So just getting this ready for the news. Before the news here, so right here. And we have 18 pips here. And 18 pips here. So that's TP1, TP2 target. So again, this is what we're focusing on right now. And that is after the news. Just getting that ready. So let me just see, 18 pips, 150. At 135,970. TP1 and TP2. Again, so this would be the setup. If price reaches above here, and then I can get that ready. And it'll be a 2 TP target. And I'll let runners run to the bottom end. To the bottom end here. Right? So which is gonna be so 36 to 140. Can you get 40? Yeah, 46 is fine. All right, so USD CAD seems to be coming right down, so I may stop us out here. But that'll be just for this setup here. I mean, let's see. USD CAD is still pushing up. Okay. All right, I mean, GD is still pushing up here, and USD CAD pushing down. Rejected the 1 hour EMA. Now, what could happen as well is that instead of it, if instead of USD CAD coming up here to TP2, it may just push down all the way with the high impact news, which means that this setup right here would be invalidated here, right? Again, that's just part of the game. We're looking at this setup right now. 6 minutes to go. On 5 pips above break even. Again, this is the benefit of closing partials, right? Let me just take a look here. 18. And should be 18 as well. Let's double check. Should be slightly down here. Okay. So we're good. Okay. 5 minutes left. So this is the last 5-minute candle now. Again, this could push right down. There is some non-wick or bottom wick candles here. Again, we could see this range on GJ. in this range. Remove this with the EMA tab below here. So this is also something that to be considered. But again, I'm not going to be taking this setup before the fundamental event or the high impact news right now. So I may avoid this, but this is another potential range setup here that is aligning here with the 1 hour EMA. So I may take the setup after the high impact news, but again, I'm not going to be streaming this because I'm looking at USD CAD here, and we have another setup here. So it'd be a, what, a 60 pip. So it'd be at least make it 30 pips here. 2 TP setup here. Not bad. And here USD CAD comes back up. See if you can come back all the way above the 1 hour EMA. Again, I'm going to set the sell stops on USD CAD once price reaches the 4 hour EMA, not before that. And for GJ, it would be around, is it 183.50 or 180? What is this? 183.65. We're going to need the price to break above before entering these, right? With TP1 target at 30 pips. Seven, 6, 8. And the other one is going to be right at the bottom here. And we also have, so TP1 here. So again, waiting for fundamental news. Not going to enter prior to that. And if it doesn't give in, meaning it just pushes right down, it's going to be voided. And USD CAD on the other hand, so news is coming any second now. Or not any second, within 2 minutes now. So we'll take a look at that as well. All right, less than a minute left, guys. So USD CAD. We'll probably break even here on the runners here. But no issue there. And GJ again, I'm looking for these sell stops, but after the high impact news. So I'm going to wait for it to push above. And then maybe take these sells here. All right. Here's USD CAD. So this is the only active setup right now. All right, it's pushing down now. It's 2 pips away. Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at that. Could push right above as well. So it's nearly about to break even. And then with the news, let's push above. So I'm still looking for the 4 hour EMA tap above. And if it crosses that, I'm going to take the sells. And with GJ, again, it pushed down. So cannot consider this setup yet. All right. Are we going to get one more push above? Again, looking for that push. Again, this was a risk-free setup for me. So, I mean, the fact that it pushed all the way up, see there, give us some extra pips there, but I'm still looking at USD CAD that it can push above. Can it get to the 4-hour EMA there? Can it get there? I mean, even potentially to the 2-hour EMA, but I'm going to close out at the 4-hour EMA. Or is it going to push straight down? Alrighty, let's see. You're getting another strong push. I mean, we were pretty much, 2 pips away from, the break-even point, and then it just pushed all the way up. It was 14 pips, just like that, and it can continue to push above. We did tap the 1-hour EMA again. Could continue that push. Let's see here. All right, USD CAD is making that push above, so I'm going to consider these sell stops once it breaks above. Maybe give it a good breathing room here, maybe 8 to 10 pips. With USD CAD now, it's a risk-free setup here, so let's see. Can it give us another push here? We're still about 3 minutes away from another 5-minute candle, so let's see. If it's going to make that push, it's going to make that push now. Or it's going to stop us out. Let's see, so it's kind of battling here. No bottom wick with the high impact news, but let's see. This is also the 30-minute candle. All right, under 2 minutes for the 5-minute close, but it may just break even for us here. The runners on USD CAD. Again, waiting for GJ to push above our entry point, at least 8 to 10 pips. Give it enough breathing room, and then look for the drop. On the other hand, USD CAD runners are still running, and maybe the next 5-minute candle now can make a stronger push towards the 1-hour EMA, and then the 4-hour EMA above, right above there where our TP2 target is. Okay, making that push now. Right there, so crossed the 1-hour EMA there over our TP1 target now, and looking for the TP2 target now. It's a nice push up there. Again, we had sell stops as well planned out, but need the price to reach the TP2 target. I mean, we were 1 pip away, and 2 pips away from stop or break even here with the runners. Yeah, 2.2 pips away, and then with the news, it jumped up. Let's see now. Okay, another candle with no instead not a bottom wick. The previous candle had no bottom wick. This current candle has no top wick, so I can certainly reverse here. Just crossed the 1-hour EMA again, looking for that push up. USD CAD is, GJ is pushing down now, but again, the setup would only be validated if it gives us that 8 to 10 pip above, the price, the entry point. If it gives us that push, then we can consider entering this one. But for now, the only entry I'm in is the USD CAD setup, and then looking for the USD CAD reversal once it crosses the 4-hour EMA, and I would even say the 2-hour EMA as well above there. But right now it's just retracing to the downside. USD CAD is. And here comes GJ now. Trying to push above. No, not enough push for GJ. We need a stronger push before considering the sell stops. And USD CAD now is pushing up. So again, it's above the 1-hour EMA. Now it's pushing up to get to the 4-hour EMA, which would be our TP2 target. Nice push. All right. USD CAD is making a nice bullish attempt now to get up to the 4-hour EMA, but not sure if he has enough in it to make that push. At least not maybe for this current candle, but you never know. Strong bullish push here, and it can definitely get up there. Alrighty, so GJ is making that push up again. Gives us that leeway here, then I can enter the sell stops, but I need a little bit breathing room. And push at least 8 to 10 pips above our entry point here. And on the other hand, USD CAD now, you can see that it's in this kind of consolidation zone right here. So it's respecting this. But need a candle, a bullish candle to push above. And then it can definitely reach, the 4-hour EMA. Again, we are closing in on a 4-hour candle. And with the 4-hour EMA above, I mean, could we get price to push down before the new 4-hour candle brings it back up? Which would mean the setup would be delayed here. The sell stop setup here. And let's see if GJ does push above to consider the setup. All right, new 5-minute candle. So USD CAD is pushing down now. All right, another bullish attempt by USD CAD. Can it make that run this time? All right, with a strong 15-minute close. Again, GJ is also trying to push past the our entry point. But again, this setup is not active yet, so we're waiting for price to push above the sell stops. So we can go ahead and activate the sell stops or enter the sell stops to be activated. And USD CAD is just floating right below our TP1 target, even though that's been hit. We're just letting runners run. But maybe enough and not enough steam. Let's see. Unless it pushes down and then the last 15 minutes it makes its way up. All right. Seems like USD CAD may close bearish on the 50-minute candle. And that would also, and also tap into the 50-minute EMA. But you never know, right? You never know here. Less than 3 minutes to go. If this 50-minute candle, closes above the smaller range here, maybe the next 50-minute candle can continue to push up. But we'll have to wait and see. And here USD CAD makes, GJ makes an attempt to push above. So again, if it's 8 to 10 pips above, I can consider doing these sell stops here. But because we're approaching a 50-minute candle as well now, so I'm going to wait out for this. Because we're about 3 minutes shy of a new 50-minute candle opening. And don't want to be stuck in that. So I'm going to wait out for GJ. Look at that push. Look at that push. Okay. I think we have a decent amount of space, but we're still 10 pips above. Okay. That's decent. All right, so guys, I'm gonna enter the GJ setup here, but I'm not gonna be following that along with the stream, just because it's gonna drag on too far. But I'm gonna enter this GJ setup here. And everything's already been, placed out here as far as sell stops, TP1, entry point, TP1, TP2. It's a full 60 pip drop. I'm going to close partials along the way as well. And we're just a minute shy of the 50-minute close. And USD CAD is pushing above here. Let's see. Can we get a strong push, a strong close on the 50-minute candle for not only the TP, for USD CAD to, close above TP1, but maybe reach TP2 in the next 50-minute candle to close out the 4-hour candle. Again, GJ is placed. The sell stops are placed. So let's see. And here we get the 50-minute close. That's how. So it's right around the 1-hour EMA for USD CAD. All right, let me just move this on the side here. So again, this is a risk-free setup right now. As we allow the runners to, run and close 50% TP1. So stops are break even. So this is risk-free. And the trade is still active. GJ on the other hand continues to push bullish here. But again, I do have the setup ready and entered the sell stops for GJ. On the other hand, USD CAD is pushing down, so this might, stop us out here at break even. But this GJ setup is still ongoing. Sorry, not ongoing, but I have entered these sell stops, but just waiting for them to be activated. And USD CAD has still not stopped us out at break even for the runners. Right, they tapped this 5-minute EMA, so maybe rejecting that and reverse to the upside. But we do have the 15-minute and 30-minute EMA right below, or below the break even point. So they can certainly reach there. And indeed, it may reach there. Yeah, so just crossed into, filled up that, that bottom wick, non-wick candle, and yeah, stopped us out at break even here. Right? So that's that. And GJ again is the last entry, I suppose, now, at least for the time being. I'm still pushing above here. So again, I'm going to look for this off stream, guys. So this GJ setup has been entered, but again, if it's going to drag on beyond this level, then I might just void this setup. And for now, I see one almost 25 pips above. So I'll also consider adjusting the entry here around the 183, where is this 183, 130 mark. So 181, and then TP1 and TP2 will be adjusted as well. So 182, 830. And TP2 would be here at, was it 182, 564? Right there. And you can let the runners run as well here. Right, and that's 30 pips as well. Right, so this is the set for GJ. For USD CAD now, it did tap probably the 15-minute and 30-minute EMA, yep. And we could anticipate that USD CAD will push all the way up with the new 4-hour candle. Push all the way up here in this area, maybe tap the 2-hour EMA as well. And once it reaches there, I'm going to look for this setup now for USD CAD. Right here. Right, so around 136150 and TP1 and TP2 right there. And let the runners run all the way down. Okay, it's going to be 18 pip stop loss. Gonna remove this. TV1. That's a setup that we had. Now look how USD CAD is pushing up and G is probably pushing down. Right? But I'm gonna leave the stream here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the later stream today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care, and as always, safe trading. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.